Good morning, people. It is Kiasha Poodle. They call me Kiki. I'm the Empress. I'm the goddess Isis. You know, or the daughter of Ra. Doesn't matter. It does matter. Let me not say that it doesn't matter. It does matter. Okay? The different titles matter. Alright? I just got out the shower. But I'm sweating. Okay? Because I be taking hot showers. You know. I come on here today, or this morning, Saturday morning, June something, 20 something, 27th, 28th, something like that. You cannot replicate a destiny, fate, presence, essence, okay? Personality. And basically human existence of like, it's kind of like the hybrid merge, okay? Everyone knows that you have some kind of hybrid merge in you from another realm. And it's like, whether it's Anunnaki, Nephilim, reptilian, draconian, grays, whatever, sub-witcher type thing, or just being plain devil or God or Lucifer or an angel, whatever, right? Like that. But all the DNA that they call what they call like junk DNA is actually not junk, okay? It's just dormant, unactivated cosmic history within your vessel. All right? The way you activate it is growing spiritually. And a lot of people think that they are doing that. And I'm going to explain the reason why a lot of people are not doing that. Okay? They call us a lost people, lost history, lost tribe. You know, all is lost. Alright, it kind of does this thing of playing a mental mind fuck. And, you know, you read your Bible or your Quran or any religion that has scripture, and you said, hey, all right, I want to get closer to God because that's the spiritual part that you're thinking you're doing. However, when they come out with books of truth that say, yes, we, your old masters or your colonizers or whatever you want to call your oppressors, put curses in the Bible, then you need to be like, what? Okay? So that means you need to start cross-referencing what you read. All right? Because guess what? If it's in the Bible, it's curses in the Quran. It's curses in the Book of Mormon. It's curses in the other 4 religions that have books associated with them. And there are things that are not in any of those books. There are things that are just in people. There are things that no God felt the reason to write down. And it's not because they couldn't. It's not because it wasn't available for them to do. It's one of those things where certain things are very sacred, and they just don't want it in the wrong hands. Okay? And the people that want to control, like religion or spirituality, feel like that they are the people in the right hands that should have it. In actuality, a lot of times, no, they're not. Because what they're doing is just making sure to keep you from getting to Christ. That means what they're doing is making sure to keep your vibration low, so you can't vibrate high enough. So like Christ or God can see you on their radar. Okay? Spiritual growth, meaning cross-referencing other Bibles, other doctrine, cross-referencing history, okay? Cross-referencing like your DNA, cross-referencing your blood type with history, with biblical history too. Things start to click within, and this is how your spiritual growth starts to rise. Okay? It's like a meter. Okay? So you know how you have that meter to take your temperature, but you have one that's for the weather, and you always see it and it's red. So when it gets hot, it's like you're getting warmer, and then bing, you got it. It's like it goes like that through your body too. It could send off tinglings, could send off quivers. It could literally give you light bulb moments. It can spark you into action. It can get you to like write things down. And then what happens is, if you've read something that corresponds with the feeling, it's going to be like ding ding ding. Ooh, I need to go back over there and check this out again, and then I need to apply this over here with that. Okay? Either way, every inkling, you're rising. The important reason for the rise is you don't want to think that you're chosen or assume that you're chosen. All right? Because it's a heavy weight that comes with being chosen. I want people to make sure they understand that. All right? But you need those real indications, and it gets you into a flow. All right? And some people know that about your flow, and they want you in different rooms, societies, organizations, even churches. A lot of them, they are doing like demonic practices, really. A lot of them are still designed to keep like your stronger gifts dormant. I'm a living, breathing example of that. Okay. And it's those things where the world knows that you're powerful. People know that you're powerful. The books that are hidden, they're books about you. The books that touch on that deep divinity, it's about you getting to Christ. About you understanding you. It's about you being who you truly are supposed to be. And the only way you can do that is by unlocking different doors or keys in your DNA, in your nervous system, in your blood system, in your mind system. It's a thing. Okay? You can't walk around aimlessly thinking that, okay, well, maybe my life is supposed to be like this. No one's life is supposed to be a walking contradiction or a life without purpose. All right. Because power is one thing, domination is one thing, control is one thing. What trumps all three of those? Purpose. Okay? Knowing your purpose sets you apart from everything else, everyone else, anything. You become a singularity while being plural, because you are of a dual nature, because you've mastered self. Okay? And it's going to sound real corny when I say something like, you'll know when you master yourself, because evil doesn't like sit in your body and fester into this egregious, disgusting hate that other people put on you. You know, like deep-seated hatred won't be your everyday. It won't be a part of you. It won't be where you want to inflict that or do that or become that and embody that, you know. And it's a feeling that I'm trying to put in words. But some people in previous lives that probably were chosen, and they squandered their chances. Okay? And instead of them coming back this life to redeem themselves, they squandered their chances again. Okay? And when you squander your chances and you know that you've done that, and you know you've had your opportunity in God's presence in some shape, form, or fashion, and you choose not to take advantage of it, you stuck yourself. Okay? You got yourself like in a pickle. But instead of you dealing with you, you want to take it out on everybody else. Everybody else that is doing the work, the proper work, the right work. And what people say, God's work. Okay? So it behooves you to learn, like, where your high cheekbones really come from. Your nose, your eyes, your lips, your hands, your toes, you know. And narrow it down. That'll tell you more of where you're from than most of your DNA. You know, in a world that is full of lies, because the past era was basically deception, illusion, not truth. It was fabricated truth, you know. And so the new world is supposed to be based on fact, knowledge, truth. That's what we're going into. It's like we're in the middle. It's like, you know how you go out with the old and in with the new? But people have to understand that. And what I have been faced with is people wanting God status, God control, God dominance, and God power, but having the thoughts of heathens and peasants, you know, or should I say immaturity. And people could look at me all day and say, she's young and she's immature. And what you really need to think about is, what immature action have I taken? Because a lot of people that wanted to get me out of here and off this planet did more immature actions than I've ever done. You know, God doesn't go according to like your look. God don't even go according to, the words that are coming out of your mouth. God goes according to your actions, your behavior, your intentions, and how much you choose to violate others and violate yourself in order to get ahead. That's what God looks at. And if you want to stoop low, and then claim that you aiming high, God is aware, and God is like, you stoop low first because you gave that low bro to old girl. Just so you can step on her to be right here. And you think that you're going to get there because in other positions, you're like, hey, I've been able to do that. God is saying, no, you're not. No, I don't operate like that. I don't operate off of like any form of deception, any form of fakeness, any form of illusion, any form of lie, any form that is not truth. Okay? So when you look at the superficial aspects of life, and then that's what you're basing God off of, you're already wrong path. Wrong path. You have to know within God, period. Oh, you'll get fame, you'll get recognition, you'll get money, you'll get all of that. What you do with it when you got it, though? How you operate with it? What's your attitude like towards others? And how you go about like your everyday? If you go about your everyday and you a snake, you should just know, all right, I can't get this God blessing. And people think because it's like in a written form of some kind that man can manipulate it and change it to what you want. No. That is not something that you can do. I'm going to explain to you why. I set it up with God. In a previous life, I set the God jackpot up with God and a few other people. And those few other people decided to kick me out, cast me out, throw me out, take me off wheels, and just want to siphon the fuck out of me. Slander my name and discredit me to get everything that I set up for my life to be comfortable in this one. Okay? Now, all with the intentions of me never knowing, me never finding out, and them thinking that they can put someone else in my place. And I'm here to tell you, God knows exactly who He wants. God knows exactly who He and she wants in certain positions. And when you go against that, you on God's shitty motherfucking list. You know? And I don't know about other folk, but when you want favor, I don't think you're supposed to do shit to get on God's shitty list, or you under some stupid impression that God don't see what the fuck you doing, or you just gonna like pretend and play the part, and then real versions just go away and disappear. No, when God wants something, it stays. It doesn't shake, it doesn't quiver, and it won't budge. It won't move out of the position that God is putting him or her in. It's not wavered by anything, by people, by organizations, by structures, or by situations. All right? It's like, okay, even if I have no one backing me in my corner, I'm still going to do this, not because, I'm trying to prove something to folk. It's a different kind of force where you know when God has called on you. You know it. Like, he'll talk to you in between your ears like he talked to me. He'll talk to you in your heart like he talked to mine. He'll talk to your spirit. He'll help you clean out your brain. You know what I'm saying? She'll help you clean out your soul. They do things to let you know, hey, I'm here with you. Throughout all the struggles, I'm letting you know I'm real. I ain't going nowhere, just like you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you know that we two peas in a motherfucking pod. And what they got going on ain't for you to worry about. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit. And they make sure to keep you going regardless of other people. Because in a God's mind, I don't know how urgent I can say this to people that are very deceptive. In a God's mind, if they talk to you in between your ears and they help you within your vessel and they save your life on countless occasions and they know that you're in their corner, all right? When they activate you, you hit the ground running. Go. They don't want to hear no ifs, ands, and buts. They don't want to say I renege on this or I'm going to take a step back. And, none of that. No. It's point blank. You got a job to do. This is what it is. I need you to do it. Execute it continuously every day. Doesn't matter how many times a day. We're going to back you. We're going to be there for you. And we're going to honor whatever request it is that you have. Okay? Because what we need you to do is time sensitive. Okay? Celestial timing, earthly timing, two different things. Totally two different things. And in my case, I'm early on both celestial and earthly timing. And I didn't mind at all. You folk in your cult and your coven, that decided to just continuously fuck with me and not care. Just not care about me or God. But yet you wanted to take me out for my position as a God. And you've seen countless times where God would never let you do that. You know? And you take it upon yourself to continue in like negative thought, negative training, negative actions, negative implications against one person. One person. And you knew what you were doing was a crucifixion all over again of one person. One person. Because what you wanted to suppress, God. In a world where people are searching for the real God, it's like, why would you do that? Because you get off on hurt, pain, deception, illusion. You know? You want loyalty to all your fuck shit. And basically what God is saying, all your fuck shit is over. The time of fucking people over is over. The time of fucking my kids over is over. The time of fucking all the other gods over and don't even know they gods yet is over. You know? I'm the first to awaken. Deal with it. But you got to deal with it in a way where if you want to keep living, it's best for you to stop fucking with me. Period. And give me all my shit back. To the men that got my name and using it and getting money and getting paid. To the women that got my name, using it, getting money and getting paid. You know you're under judgment for all of that. And you know what the prosecution is for it all too. And a lot of you just think that God isn't real or God won't like do something to you. And you're wondering why like I haven't retaliated or came in your face or met you where you are or fought you the first chance I get. I want to explain this to you. The day those hits came to my head at my home, like I told people, I was asleep. I got up hearing things from the celestial realm. Immediately, my entire body was on go. Okay? What you wanted to stop and prevent has already happened. There's no interception in this at all. I'm already embodying my destiny. I'm already embodying who I'm supposed to be. I'm already embodying what God said that I am. Okay? I did the work. You know, you did the deception. And all that deception is going to be cleaned up. It's going to be aired out. And you will be seen for the people that you are. Okay? The part that's very alarming is the fact that you did this to other folks prior to me and other folks during my time now. And I had to energetically clean up an atmosphere, celestially and physically and earthly. Okay? My job is way bigger than your organization, than your ego, than your pride, than your dick, okay? It's bigger than your deception even, you know? And what you're doing, you're not leaving anything for your children. You're not leaving anything for your family. You're not leaving anything for yourself. And I'm going to try to explain this. But when your soul and your spirit don't die, never dies, and live on forever, you have the opportunity to come to this planet or any of the other planets that are in our solar system. What you choose to do with your soul and your spirit on those different planets, or this one, is your free will and your choices. And based upon your choices and your free will determines what your fate will be in your destiny. Okay? That is already given to you prior to you coming through your mother's portal to your next life. So all of you people, you've done what you are destined to do, which was all the deception, the lies, the illusions, the bad. You've done that. You've lived out your destiny, and you know that. And you've masqueraded as faith-based people, knowing that you're not. The gods know that. Your angels know it. Your own ancestors know it. And I don't know another way to kind of tell folk that when your own ancestors don't want to back you, when the family members that you've killed don't want to back you, when you've used them in vain and they don't want to stand behind you, when you've dug up their graves and you can't understand why they aren't like rallying with you. When people die, no matter if you like it or not, you're on God's team. So to all you atheists, to all of y'all just trying to drive the God out of me and all that, when you die, you're on God's team regardless. Because guess what you're doing? When you get in that pit of hell, because there's more than one pit of hell, or you're going to want to redeem yourself real quick, fast, in a motherfucking hurry. And guess who you got to go through for that? God. In a spiritual sense. And that energy is huge. Enormous. And you can't avoid it. And see, that's what everyone in your organization was doing. Avoiding God. By using me as your cloak and your shield and your protection from your, like, fuck shit that you're doing to people out here in the world. And then you were still thinking that God didn't see you using me. And that God didn't see the shit you were actually doing. And they saw both. You know, you were not successful. Even with everything you've done to my vessel, you were not successful. I told you. I'm here to represent God, and God's here to represent me. That's how that's going. That ain't going to change. And I don't give a fuck if y'all like how I'm representing God versus how you represent God. You got to understand Your world, illusion-based. Mine, real-based. Your world, you got people caught in the matrix. They are not free. My world, I am free. There is no strings on me. Nowhere. None. And I know y'all saw that hair under my arms, and I don't give a fuck. But what you're going to understand is, because of everything you've done to me, all laws are going to change. All rules are going to change. Your circumstances, situations is going to change. If you don't choose to grow here and here, you don't get to live here. And it's that simple. And if you look at things like what I've heard a couple of people say, as I have achieved different things, first response out of people's mouth is, so what? I'm supposed to worship you now? I'm like, damn, this is what you get out of that? This is what you get out of elevation? And I'm like, no. You can tell that there's a separation in thinking. And you can tell that that form of thinking is a lack mind of thinking. Okay? Because what I have been showing people is, number one, when people kick you and you're down, that doesn't mean that you can't get up again. When you don't know who all your enemies are, trust and believe God does know who all your enemies are. When people claim that they know you, all you got to do is stand 10 toes and be like, well, where was you at? You know, who are you? What time frame did you know me? Because now, nah, that shit ain't flying, because I don't understand. I don't be doing that right there. That's all you. I've been showing people how when people take everything from you, and you still can make it. You know, you don't have to accept what people say about you, say to you, you know, or trying to make you into. Okay? Like, people wanted to make me into a whore. And it's like, where? My legs ain't open right now. My legs ain't open then. My legs ain't open at that time yours is open. Where? You know. Because I need for people to understand, your practices of any kind determine your destiny, your fate. It doesn't determine someone else's. Like, get that shit through your head. It don't determine someone else's. And you can't pretend being someone else to get out of all the things that you've done to someone else. Okay? You pay it forward. You pay it forward in giving back what you took. And your life being taken. So, you know, that's really the only two options you got. And it's in different variations and forms of deaths. That's why everybody gave me different variations and forms of deaths, and was trying to jump down my throat or making me accept something. And I know I can't be the only mind that's the right mind out here when I say, if I don't embody this, this is not me. I cannot be the only person. that thinks that way. That is like impossible for me. Totally impossible. And it don't matter what I wear. I got some big ones. You know. Shoot, gods have those. Angels have those. Demons and devils got them too. It's what you do with them. Determines what you are. But what I need to make sure I get across to folk is the fact that nobody's perfect. I ain't even squeaky clean. You know, but I'm not comparing myself to others. But when you others want to compare yourself to me and then trying to throw your dirt on me, then of course, yes, I'm going to speak up for myself and say, hey, you know what? I do know better. And no, I did not do this. And there might be someone that is similar to me, but she is not me. You know, because if she was, she would not behave the way she is behaving. And you can't help how others react to certain things or behave. Because guess what? You can only control your behavior and your actions. You know? And so all I need to do is just show who I am. Show what I stand for, or what I'm into, or like what makes me me, you know? People have no idea how hard it is to remain balanced. Got that, mosquito. It's hard to remain balanced. It's hard to rise above the fuck shit. It's hard to maintain that frequency. It's hard to align with peace. You know, when you have people doing chaos all around you, you know. And a lot of times you don't have to see it, you can feel it, you know. But when people's response was like, so now that you know you chosen, or you an angel, or you a God, so I'm supposed to listen to you, I'm supposed to do what you say, I'm supposed to worship you, I'm supposed to get that shit out your mind. That shit is from TV. Okay? God wants respect. You know. But even me as a God, I'll never disrespect a real God above me. Never. I worship her ass and his ass every damn day. I let him know, good morning, how you doing? I talk to him every morning. Any words that come out your mouth is a prayer. Remember that. I talk to him in here too. Anything in here is still a prayer. Remember that. I ask for clarity, growth. I respect my angels. I respect my ancestors. And I respect demons, devils, Lucifers, Satans, seers, shamans, ascended masters. I respect everyone that has already solidified whatever their position is on this plane or off of this plane. Doesn't matter, higher realm or lower realm. I don't condemn nothing from either or. You know, Christ consciousness, that's what that's about. Like, you have to see through the cracks, you know, through the holes, through the bending of time and reality. You have to see past the vessel and look within. Like, you have to understand past your needs and your wants. And get, like, not only is this person a person, but I have to treat them as such too. And if this person is a God in the flesh, in person, just because they have done the work, that doesn't mean I should treat them less than I should treat a person. You know, it's not about, yeah, huh? I'm sorry, I was talking to my mom through the shit. uh, what I'm trying to say is, people deserve the right treatment, the right respect, the right loyalty, the right camaraderie, you know. And it doesn't matter if you know more than them, or you feel like your rank is higher, or you're seasoned, or you've done this years before this person or whatever. I don't want to step on anyone's toes when I say this, when I mean by it doesn't matter. I'm going to give a great example. On YouTube, I saw this little boy. His grandpa called him up to the choir. About 3 years old, asking to sing. And he was on something like, okay, Papa, like, and he's into it, all right? And he's singing that song. He's singing it better than his papa. He's singing it better than the preacher, right? And it's an all-male choir, you know, and he's showing all the reverence and the respect, and he is like embodying something holy, and it's purity. And everyone looks at him and admires him, and they could see it. Okay? There's no reason for an adult to be jealous of that child. But there are adults out there that are jealous of children that carry something so sacred and special like that. And that young man has an old soul. And he knows more than what he's even putting on. And you could tell it even when he's singing that song. And if his papa dared to ask him something profound, he answered as an old soul should. with understanding, with knowledge. And you know what shines through that you can't buy? Damn, his faith, his belief, and his reverence. And you know what he's saying is real because you can feel it, you know. And sometimes you can feel it and might make a little tear come out. Or you want to hug him real tight. You want to give him some kisses on his cheeks. And you want to say thank you for even having that little conversation with that little young man. This is what I'm here to protect. Because that spark in that young man was not protected in me. Do you get it? So it's not about saying, but I should worship you now. I need to listen to you now. Or I need to bow down to you. Or I got to respect you. It's a yes. Because you should understand what I carry. Just like you would understand what that 3-year-old carries. You should not want to fuck up that 3-year-old. Because you know that 3-year-old's going to be great. What you would need to do as that adult is change your mind on how you view that 3-year-old and recognize that you know what you got in you? You got some hatred in you. You got some deceit in you. You got some envy. You got some jealousy and some hurt that you need to address so you don't put that on that 3-year-old child. I'm here to protect things like that. So even as my humanistic duty, my person duty, or my God duty, I'm here to protect the innocence. Because my innocence was taken. And I'm not talking about like rape or molestation, but it's like the raping of the spirit, the molestation of the spirit. It's like from like my gifts to my thought process to wanting to shift the creativity of my thoughts, you know, to manipulate it in a way where I created what the adults wanted. In reality, a lot of them didn't deserve what they were getting. And not what I wanted. And it's not about me saying, I want this, I want that. I don't want you to get it twisted as in that type of I want. Because that's that immature, like baby-ish thing in a person. I'm talking about the I wanting, meaning the purity of my mind and what I could see from having an old soul in a young body, and the knowing of what's right and what's wrong, and seeing that even as older folks, that, hey, no, this ain't right. Well, yeah, this is what I saw. This is what, and people wanted to shut that down, close that off, and taper it. You know, because they had their own thoughts in their mind on how they wanted my divinity should be, which was basically non-existent because they wanted it. No harm meant. It's like certain things God don't want people to have because they don't understand it. They don't utilize it correctly, and they don't embody it the right way. And They rather throw judgment out there and their opinion and their slander and their hate onto another, you know. And that's never a good thing to do. Also, you project just what isn't because you see someone have what is. And sometimes I've wondered over time, with a lot of the information that I learned, would be like, how could you fix your face or your lips or your attitude to be jealous of a child? It's a kid. Do you get it? When you know you're supposed to grow and shape, and it's a testimony within itself when you have to grow and shape certain things yourself, you know. It's a testament within itself when you're not leaving your life to chance. It's a testament of like your love to you when you care about like what thoughts you do put into your mind, you know. But when you want to change those thoughts in a kid to something negative because you want them to have the negative stereotypes of life when they're destined to have the positive ones, what does that say about you? And I have a level of hurt that stems deeper than most. Because past traumas are not regular past traumas. Past traumas are like other lifetimes of trauma, of beatings, bruisings, of dominance and control, of the old way of stoning, the old way of how they treated women, you know, the old way of persecution. Like, there are people that have that soul and spirit, and it doesn't change within them. It just doesn't. They're wired like that. And it's a testament when you get past that. When you move understanding that. And when you just don't allow that to keep you stuck, you know? God does things most of the time when you're the vessel being used and you think that you're learning the lesson, man, it's usually God teaching the lesson to the person that's using you. You know, that's abusing you and that's abusing their position and their authority out. that about people. In my case, I make a mental note and I keep going. Because it's like, it's no need to argue. Not even a need to fight with you. Because all the anger in the world won't change the type of person you are. Like, certain people need real change that can only come from God. It doesn't even matter if I'm a God in the flesh. All that's saying is, I went through all my tests and my trials and my tribulations, and I made it through to my real soul, or my original destiny of who I really am. I did what I need to do for me. You know? That's all that's saying. When I outrank or make it to angel or God status, I did what I need to do for me. You know? And then I did it because, guess what? God told me it was time. Not man. God told me it was time. And I don't know about y'all, but when God says it's time, yeah, you better listen to that. That ain't nothing to play with. God's timing, nothing to play with. You know? So, it's like, any of your opposition, that's what they want to mess with, God's timing. Your opposition doesn't understand that they can't mess with that. Because God is like so freaking unique. That God's designed to catch you in your fuck shit. So it's not that you'll be able to complete out whatever demonic thing you got going on and you're knocking up there, you know. But it's so unique. It helps people like me to solidify myself and put you under judgment and persecution so you can understand who you are. And you might already know. And you just don't want to handle that or deal with that. And you know what God is saying right back to you? Oh, you're going to deal with it anyway. Because what you're not going to do is keep fucking with her. And what you're not going to do is keep fucking with other people. You know? That ain't what's up. You know? Because how can we stop pain and abuse and all of that if people in power are making sure to keep it going? That's what God's saying. You know? God ain't down with that. You know, picture this, and then I'm going to go. Picture this as like God sitting on the throne, alright? Don't look at like trees in the background. Picture the ethers, alright, in the background. And something happens where God can see something tragic. And God gets up out of their chair, off of their atmospheric, etherical throne. And their energy comes down to the earth and meets the person that can handle whatever's being fucked up celestially. Okay? And God is saying, hey. Hi, Daniel. How you doing? Yo, check this out. This shit going on right here, this shit going on right here. I know you ain't expect to see me. I know you ain't think, I would appear. And I know, don't worry about that. What you need to do is this right here. And what's going on is this right here. And what we got to do is this right here. And see, I'm going to be using your vessel. But I'm the energy inside your vessel. Gonna make this shit happen and get this shit done. And fix this shit over here, okay? And I'm going to tell you how you going to do this. I'm going to tell you how you going to do that. And I'm going to tell you how to get this message out. And I'm going to tell you as the energy who I am to you. And I'm going to tell you what everything you're going to get as your rewards according to what I got you doing right now. All right? It's time sensitive. It's now. Okay? You might not understand why God would choose you. And I'm trying to tell you why. Your vessel is strong. Your mind is healthy. Your heart is lovable. And God is saying, like, you're ready. You're ready. And motherfucker, I need you. Because, oh, this shit done got serious. And, oh, this shit done changed. And, oh, somebody really fucking up. And you gotta do what this is. And what this is, it takes you to put your spiritual eyes on, with that one right there, along with these, and they might go like this, around, and this, around. You gotta keep that head on the swivel. Put your big girl drawers on, put your big boy drawers on, and let's get to rocking and stepping on this shit right here. I'm the first. I ain't gonna be the last, though. See, I gotta wake up all the gods. I gotta wake up all the angels. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wake up all the ones that think they are something. It's like, are you really? Put up or shut up. It's like, show. Now, I have said this in my writings in a few videos, but I go back and I repeat it, just in case someone misses it. The power is in your mind and your heart and in your hands. And if you think that you're chosen, or you're an angel, or you're a god, or you're a shaman, or you're a deity, or you are the embodiment of, all right? With those elements that can come through your mind, your heart, and your hands, it's called manifestation. But you want to manifest something that's not material. You want to manifest something with that power that changes the planet, or changes, how can I put it, your planet, changes your universe. Okay? If you relate it to your health, or if you relate it to the universe, with the atmosphere, or the etherical plane, the cosmos, the galaxies, you can use your energy to cleanse the world, cleanse your area, meaning in your home, cleanse out your mind, cleanse out your body, okay, and restore your health. All right? And what I mean by that is, let's say that you might have brain fog. You might want to look it up. You might want to understand what it could lead to. And then you might want to do some herbal things to help you combat that. And then you want to practice things that increase the level of mental education in your mind, because the key is your mind can go to sleep. And when you don't want that, because that's all brain fog is telling you, I'm asleep. I ain't used this part, so this part is tired. And I didn't do this because you never chose to do a test on it, or a word puzzle, or read that book. You do that. Okay? But you get the book of wisdom. Put it with your Bible. Put it with your Quran. Put it with any scriptural literature. Put it with history. And stop reading inserts or just certain scriptures. Get the whole book of Matthew or Thomas, or 2 Corinthians. Doesn't matter. But grow this. Guess what the mind likes? Knowledge. You need knowledge of self. Here. All this. But you need knowledge of self there. Your spiritual and your material must match or meet, line up, coexist together. Okay? And you'll know if things start to shift. You can feel it. You can sense it. You can understand it. And then you get different ways to agree with it. And you'll understand that too. All right. I'm going to go. See you later, people. Love you guys. And this is like Goddess Isis, and I'm out. One part of my hair. Anywho. Later.